Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the part where we're going to cut it out with a vertical bandsaw and we're going to file it in shape. So we got a piece of 4-inch wide, 1/4-inch thick aluminum. And we're going to take our caliper and we're going to mark it off. We're going to lay it out. And this is done so that we can see our cut lines. Now, I used a magic marker and I dyed it black so I can see the lines. I'm going to mark it 3 inches long. And I'm going to mark it 1.75 wide. Now the trick here is I don't want to badly scratch the work. I just want to make a mark to see where I need to go. Hopefully you guys can see that. There's just enough of a mark there that I scraped away the coloring and exposed the bright aluminum underneath. You don't want to scratch the work. Now, I'm also going to do this. The X's are for the side of the line that I'm going to cut on. Now, before when we marked up work or laid out work, we made it oversized. We left up material for cleanup and for saw cut. Here, we're going to mark it the actual size and we're going to saw on the side of the line. So now we're going to take this over to the vertical bandsaw. The blade speed. To set the blade speed, I have a blade chart, speed chart. I'm cutting aluminum. I'm cutting a 1/4-inch thick, so 0 to 1/2 inch. Scroll down, aluminum. I can use a 10-tooth blade, 3,500 feet per minute. So currently we're at around 2,700, 2,800. So I'm going to turn the saw on. This is a blade welder. We're just going to ignore this for now. Off, on. I'll push this in, and on the floor there's a foot pedal, just like on your car. If I push down in the back, I go slower. I push down, sorry, that's the front. If I push down on the back of it, it goes faster. And set at 3,500. Now, in case we couldn't hear that, I'm going to do it again. The green button turns the saw on, the red button turns the saw off. So I turn the saw on, and I come down to the foot pedal on the floor. If I step on the front portion, the saw goes slower. If I step on the back portion, the saw goes faster, and I'll see the speed control dial go up and down as I do that, and I'll set it around 3,500. I'm going to leave it a little bit under that just for safety for now. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean the saw, and then I'm going to show you how to actually use it. Okay, so I got the saw cleaned up and I got the floor cleaned up, so I'm not likely to slip. A couple safety notes with this saw. You have got to wear safety glasses. Even better is a full face shield. When this blade fails, the blade is coming down into the work. If a tooth breaks off, they usually break off at the top of the part. The next tooth that comes down is going to hit it, and it's going to break that tooth off. Now the first tooth is jammed in the work. The second one hits that one, and it shoots out. So you end up with a face full of teeth that are really hot. So also, to see what I'm doing, I moved the lamp out of the way. Now, this is a blower that blows the chips off the top of the part so you can see your cut. Go ahead and repeat. So, I have the saw cleaned up, I have the floor cleaned up. Now, it's important to clean up the floor because if you lean into the saw, which a lot of people do, which is a really bad habit, you could slip and fall in. So, you want to clean the floor no matter what, clean the saw, and you want to stand straight up and down and feed the work with your arms into the machine. Do not do this number and lean on it. Because if you slip, you're going to go into the machine. Stand straight up and down, feed it in. Now, keep our fingers away from the work. We're going to use a push stick to push it through. This way, if the push stick gets too close to the work, well, it's not my hand, it's a piece of wood. We cut up the wood, we'll just get another piece. Blade guide is down. I've moved the blower near the teeth, near the saw blade, so I can blow the chips away. I have the guide down. I have the guide on the front of the blade. Got my push stick, everything's clean. I set my RPM. So I am ready to cut. Now, what side of the line do I cut on? Well, Remember the X's from before? You cut on the side with the X. I don't care about the X, I care about the other side. So I should be good to go here. Go ahead and we'll turn it on. Okay, so we've cut through our work, and there it is. And the reason for the 1 3/4 inch width is that there's enough material left over for the next person to make another part. Now, it's important with this machine not to wear gloves. Make sure that you don't have any rings on, your hair is tied back, you don't have dangly earrings, dangly necklaces, anything like that. This is a machine you need to be careful with. I like to wear a full face shield, the ones available. That way if the blade fails, the teeth start coming off, I don't get hit in the face with it. So when you're all done, clean up the top of the machine, clean up the floor around it, get behind it, at the top of the saw, make sure to move around and get everything cleaned up. And put the material back in the rack.